I'm Irene.
I love
Welcome.
Welcome to our channel. Okay, so these are some story ideas that we wrote down previously. We got very excited, and I'm going to read them to you, and you will comment on them, which one, and whichever ones we're feeling. We're going to put up in a Twitter poll and see what the audience is feeling. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have the genres we listed out were sci-fi, dystopian, futuristic, Margaret Atwood type thing, fantasy type thing. Who see it? Who knows? Our actual book is urban fantasy. So,
yeah, we're trying to do something different.
Yeah. So our first idea was the male population stopped being born, or not stop, but super rare? ?
Are you gonna read the notes I took? They're crazy notes.
I'm gonna read some of them.
Oh dear.
It says existing men must make donations. Being pregnant with a boy is a big deal. Another mission within that storyline / another storyline within that world, take down the man. No, not take down the man, because that's obvious and lame. People, yeah, I love it. People are like, howdy, want to make babies? Both genders are used, but we really need to do that because, guys, our species will die out. I don't know if I'm feeling that one anymore. I think that was just like a very initial idea.
I think that was very inspired by The Handmaid's Tale. I haven't watched it. I've read the book. I need to watch it.
Okay.
Give me the Hulu. I think that having something to do with something that threatens human survival.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. The second idea was people live forever but have to earn the ability to live forever. Ultimate reward. It's kind of shifty. What do we have to do exactly?
What do you think?
I just really like the ending of, what do we have to do exactly? I think we talked about this. I think we said that it was very rare to get it. Mm-hmm. And we were saying that you have to do something very shifty to get it.
Yeah, like the way you attain it would be not something spelled out for the regular population. Kind of like this controlled elite thing, and kind of like this, like a class thing, but it's like to the extreme.
Yeah. I liked that one.
I do. I like the unclarity and the moving up, and it's something that a lot of people want. And like examining mortality.
Yeah.
There's a T in there. Mm-hmm. And kind of what makes someone want to live forever, and there are people who don't want to live forever, and what makes them say that. So I think that would be an interesting concept to explore.
The one that I liked was overpopulation, where they monitor everyone, and death is the punishment for literally everything. Like fart in my downward vicinity, death. The male protagonist and female protagonist could be one of the killers. The elite decide who lives and dies. You have no idea who it is. They are absolutely unquestioned, power in the hands of the few. Kind of like that one.
Yeah.
I still like that one. Like, fart in my direction.
And die. I just want to put it out there that sometimes I like to write literally what she says, because she's hilarious. And these are one of the things.
We were in college while we were writing this, so we were exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
And sleep deprived.
It was like dinner at like 8. Yeah, I do like that. And I think it would be interesting to have one of the characters be the person who carries out the enforcement. Mm-hmm. But I do like our earlier note about don't take down the man, because that's lame.
Yeah.
And everyone does that. So we have to find some other way to work that in.
But I kind of like the idea of it being like a serious job.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that it's not that you're paid for this, but you have to meet like a certain quota of people you kill.
Ooh.
That's really scary.
Yeah.
You get benefits if you kill more people. You have bad breath.
I got a vacation in the Bahamas. I've killed 2,000 people.
It's a pyramid scheme.
How do you pyramid scheme death?
I don't
figure out the logistics on that one.
I like that one, though. The next one is the U.S. is locked in a civil war that kind of turns into a world war. It's gone so long that no one really knows what they're fighting for anymore. They're like, what are we fighting? People are so locked in their party lines that they don't even begin to try and create any kind of collaboration. We wanted to talk about race, but we're white girls.
We're white cisgender girls. And our perspective on that is limited.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I
about that
mean,
one?
I see, I always want to like raise the voices of like POC, but at the same time, I don't want to do it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to create a character and then screw it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think
Scary.
that was the one that I really liked, because I like wars. Not really. I like writing about wars. I know. I just want to cause chaos. No,
Fun.
When's
the next play coming?
For real. There just needs to be a good old plague, cleanse out all
I
the
love it.
dummies.
Sweating sickness? I'm ready.
That's
You
all-
sweat for like 30 minutes. You can die within 30 minutes of first experiencing symptoms. I learned that from research and the tutors.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah. They still don't know what caused it. At least to my knowledge, I could be wrong. Ha ha ha. So, I'm not sure how effective our exploration of race would be.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't want to do it wrong.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. And
I'm wary.
I mean, we do have experience in other voices, but I think the reason that race was brought up because of the current climate in American politics. I mean, really, not even the current climate. The history,
climate.
the
Forever.
the everything of the United States is so seeped in issues of race, and it's been an issue from the first time white people set foot on this land, and so it's hard when you're the descendants of the people who did that. So,
Yeah.
how do you talk about that? How do you even begin to put your perspective in that conversation? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The next one just says combine all of them. Great.
that's an option. It's like D, all of the above.
That's
so if you're
very confusing.
hearing that, I don't know how that would work. But if you heard all these and you're like, I like some of all of it,
Yeah.
choose that one. I don't know how we do that, but
The next one is time travel. Teleported to a different time in order to solve something, and there's a countdown. Oh gosh, this is suspense. Both female protagonists and male protagonists are time travelers. Everything they thought was down was completely wrong. What does that mean? I don't understand that.
where is it?
It's right there. Everything they thought was down was completely wrong.
No idea what I wrote.
Okay, fantasy alternate world, well, like ours, but not. And then in parentheses it says the detail, and that's it.
We were shooting stuff out at that point.
Yeah, we were just
It's
making.
like, vague. So if you want something vaguely fantasy-ish, but not vaguely fantasy-ish,
Yeah,
that
sure.
one.
That's a thing.
Okay.
Superstitions are a thing. They influence people's actions. That's just a straight up. That's it. That's all it says.
That's all. I like it.
I love it.
Sure.
Characters figure out that they're basically Sims and are being controlled by a writer. That's really scary, but I don't know how we would do that.
It's the Sims. We're writing about Sims.
We're Sims fan fiction. I wonder if there's a fan fiction archive for The Sims. I bet there is.
How?
I don't know. There's
there-
like some canon characters in The Sims. Writers' characters come to life. I mean, that sounds fun, but I'm not really down. I'm not feeling it.
I feel like that'd be a good short story.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a book.
A society where society takes away women's rights and no homo, talk about privilege and complete. Oh, this was right after I saw Cabaret, where I was really interested in the idea of complacency.
Mm-hmm.
And it says they talk about privilege and complacency. Two friends marry so that she can keep her money. He doesn't realize how awful it is. It's not that bad. She's the real protag. She's with the group that plans more than they do. He's arrested for being gay. He realizes in jail, wow, it's really hard for women to be women. That's the ideas we have.
Is that it?
Yeah. I was really feeling the last one for a period of time because I was really interested because I saw Cabaret. Not the first time. I love Cabaret. I've seen it multiple times.
She's big in musical theater.
theater geek here. But I really liked the idea of complacency, and we
Mhm.
were talking about how, like, some people kind of just let things happen and didn't really stand up for it, and how if that was us, like, you want to believe that
Mhm.
you would be the one to stand up, but at the same time, you don't really know.
Yeah.
Because it's very scary, especially if you're not the one affected.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not personally affecting you, you're like, it's fine. You, like, justify it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, and I think that would be a really interesting concept to explore. Just because, I mean, with Cabaret, wasn't that about World War II?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, so many people were complacent and
Yeah.
everything, and I think that...
It takes place in Berlin in, like, the 1940s or late 30s.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So it's just characters that are kind of, like, slowly but surely being, like, brought into the society, and, like, the world is changing very much in front of their eyes. And they're kind of just, like, forced to just kind of go with it.
Mm-hmm.
At the same, this also makes me think of The Crucible. Do you remember
Yep.
when we had the bit? So we had a bit at the very end of The Crucible where in class we were talking about how, like, would you die for your beliefs? And one of our friends was like, yeah, wholeheartedly. And...
Oh, no.
No.
Not in the slightest.
Irene.
Bleep it out.
Bleep it out. Irene was like, no,
No.
I'm a coward.
Yeah. Which...
I love it, honesty.
It's honest. 'Cause-
Yeah, at the same time, like, I wish I could say that I would. I wish I could say that
Yeah.
I would be tough and brave and strong, but at the same time...
I kind of want to live.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've ever seen The Crucible, but at the end he has to write his name on something that is the opposite of what he's been saying the entire play, and
It's either that or die.
it's either that or die, and he chooses death because it goes against what he's been saying, and he decides that death is better than defaming who he is.
Mhm.
And our teacher was trying, especially with me, to be like, put yourself in the time period, and I'm like, no, I would not die for a name, for something. If you want me to lie and put my name so I can live, okay, cool. You know, is that cowardly? Yes.
But at the same time, like, you never know. Like, maybe you would be the person who would be brave enough to do something like that.
Yeah.
We don't know.
If I was
But-
80. Then I don't got much else.
Anyway, but yeah, a lot of people, like one of our friends was saying that he would die wholeheartedly for his beliefs, and I don't think that anyone, well,
Some
people might, but I don't think that, especially if you don't know what the belief is, that you can comfortably say that you would.
Yeah.
Especially when we're as young as we are.
Yeah. And I don't think that, what were we, 16?
Yeah, 16 or 17.
I think that a lot of people would want to be these heroes and would imagine that they'd rush in front of a bullet for their whatever, and which, by the way, can you not push them? Can you not push them?
Do you not have time to push them?
Can you grab them and pull? Why do you have to jump in front of the bullet? Question. But what you think you're gonna do and what you would actually do are usually very different.
Yeah.
Things. And I've never been in a situation where I've had to choose death or lying.
Yeah, it's very easy to say that you would be brave, but would you? We don't know. I mean, I love to say that I would, and I love... I don't know, and I do think that I might not. Which is super fun and a great thing to talk about. But yeah, I really liked the idea of complacency, especially when, like, you're one of the privileged and you're one of the people that it's not affecting as much, and that it's very easy for you to just kind of write it off and be like, it's not that bad, like, it's not that big of a deal. So that's one of my favorite ideas. Also, I like my male protagonist in that one. Oh, we have a few rules for our protagonist. Your protagonist rules was female protagonist, because this is based off characters that we don't normally create because we're trying to stretch ourselves. So yours was female protagonist, colorful. Was that it? Was that all?
No, and not angry.
Yeah, not angry. Nick just says no angry.
No angry.
Yeah.
Because I have a tendency to make vaguely angry characters that don't dress well for some reason, and a lot of them are men.
A lot of my characters actually dress pretty well.
Yeah, which is interesting. Or weird, just like with my expensive shoes.
Oh yeah.
And my crappy clothes.
Yeah, he's got some weird shirts
He's
that
a
I
weird dude.
love. But
And her rule is a male protagonist. She's pretty good about having female and male protagonists. So I think it was more of just giving me female and then just by what happens, just give her male. And then not kooky.
I like
the
kooky
exact
characters.
word kooky. She loves kooky characters, they're a lot of fun. And
we have kooky side characters.
We
just
have
not
kooky side
protagonists.
Yes, because we had in one story a very kooky protagonist,
Oh.
and he's great.
I love him with my whole heart.
He's
He's
fantastic.
a disaster. I love him so much.
But I mean, the two main characters you have in our main story aren't kooky.
No, they're not.
But you do have a tendency to create kooky male characters.
Yeah, they're fun.
Because they're fun.
Also tall male characters.
Very tall. She's not allowed to create a tall male character. It's because she's super tall. I have a tendency to make short female characters. I've
Really?
noticed.
He's so tall, like 5'8", like 5'7". So tall.
I'm 5'3.5" or 3/4, depends on who's measuring me. So I'm down here. So I have told her people are tall. She will then meet them and go, Connor,
Where?
what are you talking about?
The tall
So-
person?
Hmm.
Those are the ones we have for now.
Yeah, so just vote. We're going to make a poll.
Yeah, and if we see any fun thing in the comments that, like, really gets our goat.
Gets Randy going, as my goat is called. If it gets your goat going, my goat is called Randy. So if it gets Randy
my
going,
goat doesn't have a name.
you need a name.
We
You
need
name. You named mine. What should
You
I
can
name?
name my goat.
Is it a boy or girl goat?
I don't know. What am I feeling? Yeah, what are you feeling? Did you just name my goat Flesh?
Do you want your goat to be named?
No, I don't! Please don't name my goat Flesh.
I was saying, what was I feeling? And I said Flash. I could see how you could misunderstand what I was trying to say.
Flesh.
Snap Pea.
My goat is named Snap Pea.
Call him Snap for short.
I like it. My goat's named Snap. Tell us your goat's names in the comments.
What are your goats' names? Do you have actual goats? Send us
my
pictures. But yeah, if you have other ideas about,
If we like them, we can add them to our list.
yeah, they might be better ideas.
Yeah. These are just the initial things we had. Yeah.
And if we see something and something else wins, but we want to include a part of another story, we might very well do that.
I want to try to stick. But if
Yeah.
something's just really not vibing, then
If y'all choose the fantasy, not fantasy,
we just
that's kind of not,
I don't
but
think we,
is, but
I don't.
isn't.
Well, I don't think that we should put like the
No.
ones that we're not super feeling on the list.
No.
But I think that we should put the fantasy, not fantasy one on the list, and then they'll pick it, and we'll be like,
No. We're going to make a video and go, we're disappointed.
Your father and I are disappointed in you. We've had a long talk.
And we're disappointed.
We're still disappointed.
Why would you do that?
Why
we come back
Do
and
you
say,
hate us?
We come back and say, so y'all chose, and no.
We reject that decision.
So we're choosing,
No.
and it's this.
Yeah, but I do really want to try to go with whatever y'all choose. It's only
Yeah.
if it's like something extreme that it just does not.
Or even if we like it and, like, the complacency doesn't win, but we want to do something with complacency.
Yeah,
or,
like if we want to incorporate complacency into the Civil War one, or the overpopulation one, or
there's overpopulation and maybe somewhere there's, what's in the Civil War?
I don't know.
Some tensions,
Fighting.
political
There's a
parties
fight.
that are fighting.
Yeah.
You know, literally or metaphorically or whatever, in the astral plane. I don't know. But, you know, this is, writing is such a fluid process, we don't have to stick to one
I'm
thing.
still getting over the fact that my goat was named Flesh for a split second.
Maybe his name is Snapflesh.
That's his name. Snapflesh.
Call him SF. For short.
SFX. My special effects goat.
He does makeup for a side job.
Oh my god.
Randy's just a lazy turd, does nothing.
Does anyone speak goat?
Question.
Recommend us some goat translators.
Put it in the comments below if you speak goat.
I like that we really brushed over the gets my goat thing and then just went on and on and on and on about goats.
Welcome to our humor.
Oh, I'm really glad.
We hit one thing and then we're like, that's funny, let's go.
Snap flash. Alright.
What the
I'm still kidding. This is my goat. Flesh.
I was saying when I was literally feeling.
Who does that? Okay. Well, that's that for now.
Yeah, we'll come back. And then once we have an idea, we'll probably come back with some ideas we have about that idea.
Yeah,
and
expand upon that idea and have another video about the expansion.
And so you can kind of see how we go from an initial...
Me too.
How we go from an initial idea of just a concept and a genre and like a general direction we want to go, and how we add details, how we do plots, and how things change, because at the end of this process, it may or may not resemble what was originally chosen.
Yeah.
Which
Who
can
knows?
happen. It's an adventure!
Yeah. We have 5 minutes of goat talk. Okay, we should probably end this.
Yeah.
Irene out.
Irene, out.